so long. Birthday soon, just a smile. Who's so cute, so revival, so long.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are talking about Yellowjackets and we're talking about the last 2 episodes of season 1. Episode 9 is going to air this week and episode 10, the finale, is going to be next Sunday. So I am really excited to see what happens as the series runners, the showrunners, have said that they hate when shows like just keep dragging out the mystery of a show. Kind of, I think of Lost when I think of that. And they did promise that there will be at least a few things that are answered in the finale. And we do know that the 25-year high school reunion is going to happen in the finale. So I'm going to talk about just a few random things that I have noticed, some speculation, theories, predictions, just basically all of the things that have been going on in my mind thinking about Yellowjackets. I'm just gonna put it in this video and also talk about some things that people mentioned in my last Yellowjackets video. And just, I love speculating about this show, and I think a lot of people do. It's one of those shows that's so fun to talk about because it seems as though, one, there's a lot of mysteries, but two, it could really go anywhere. So let's get right into it. I am also going to be showing some pictures from not only episode 9, but from episode 10. There's no huge spoilers in it, and obviously a lot of what I'm talking about is just my thoughts. I don't have any like actual facts that these things are going to happen, but if you don't want to see the pictures, I will put a little warning before I put the pictures up so you can skip ahead if you want to. As always, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss out on any Yellowjackets videos or any other videos, and make sure to leave a big thumbs up if you're looking forward to the last 2 episodes of Yellowjackets, and be sure to let me know your thoughts, theories, and predictions down in the comment section. So we're going to talk about the Antler Queen and the Pit Girl. For anyone who doesn't know, Antler Queen is kind of the name that's been given to, in the flashbacks, whenever we see them eating people. They're sitting by the fire and there's everybody on either side, and they all have, you know, masks on. There's a rabbit, a skunk, a beaver, like everybody has an animal, and the person in the middle is the one with the antlers with the mask over their face, and everybody's kind of on social media just be calling that person the Antler Queen. Before we talk about that, I want to clear some things up because a lot of people were talking about this in my comments. The pink Chucks, the pink Converse, the showrunners and writers and actresses and everybody has said that those pink shoes that you see in the first episode of the person standing over the pit, they don't relate in any way to who's wearing them in the episodes we're seeing now. They had all of the cast swap around the pink shoes so that there wasn't the ability of the audience to be like, oh, Thaisa has them on here. Thaisa's the person standing over the pit. So when it comes to the pink shoes and also Van's t-shirt, you know, you can kind of remove that as evidence as to who the people are. And also Jackie's necklace. Yes, I noticed the necklace when she fell in the pit, but in the first episode, we established that Jackie, it's not an insane thing that Jackie would give the necklace to someone. I mean, we're talking about 19 months down the road, so it's totally possible that Jackie, who doesn't have a relationship with someone, could get a really good friendship going with someone over this time period, and in the same way that she gave the necklace to Shauna, she gives it to someone else. So that's also why I'm not saying Jackie is absolutely the pit girl because she has the necklace on. The premiere episode established that Jackie gives her, at least has given her necklace away in the past, so she could do that in the future. Also, a lot of people have been pausing the flashback scenes and saying, oh, this looks like so-and-so and this looks like so-and-so. That is also evidence that can be unfortunately ruled out because the showrunners, they're way ahead of us and they actually used stunt doubles and just extras to film those scenes, obviously except Misty, but they're totally different people behind the masks. So you can't really use, oh, it looks like this person or it's their body type or something like that, because it's totally, random people behind, because they even wanted it to be a mystery to the actresses. So that's just another thing I wanted to put in there so that people can kind of rule that out when they're speculating. So I'm going to put some of the pictures from the finale up on the screen now. And in these pictures, you can not only see the wooden platter that holds the meat that we see in the flashbacks, but I also think that this may be where they're having the ceremony that we see in the first episode, because there's these pictures of Lottie by this tree stump that we know. Well, I think it's the same tree stump that whenever the end of the first episode, they're pulling back and doing that aerial shot of them all walking away after the ceremony. And while they're pulling back, you see the crash site and you see this little, it's hard because obviously in the episode 1 there's snow and now there's not, so it does look slightly different, but I do think that these are the same places. And also we do see this wooden platter that Misty uses in the flash forward in the flashback. It's hard to talk about all these in the different timelines, but I think that also in these pictures we are starting to maybe see the fracturing of the group, because there isn't just one group, and we know that we have the Antler Queen and everybody wearing the animal masks, but where did Pit Girl come from? How many other people are with Pit Girl? And I think that you're going to start to see the fracturing in the final episode, because they were really careful not to give us any pictures of the adults in, or the 2021 timeline or 22 now timeline, in the little press pictures that they released. So the adults, I think that is because, and I said this in my last video, I think that we're going to see maybe at least one other, possibly more survivors appear at the reunion. And my money is on an adult Van, because it's someone that's so easily discernible by the scar on her face. Side note, Akila should totally go and be a surgeon, because the stitching that she's done on Van's face is amazing. So I think that there was some people that were also saying, oh, maybe Van dies of infection or something, but it looks as though there may be a tiny time jump here, because Van's face is really, really healed. It definitely hasn't just been a few days. So I think that we may start to see maybe a snowfall in the finale. There's so many things that could happen, but I think that the finale you'll start to see a little bit of the fracture forming, and also probably the first snowfall or the beginning of snowfall. And as I said, I do also think we're going to see some of the other survivors. How many survivors? I don't know, but I think that we will definitely see at least one big reveal as to someone who we weren't sure whether was alive or dead, and we'll get that confirmed in the finale. So as I said in my last video, I am leaning towards Lottie or Jackie being the Antler Queen, and the whole Jackie thing, it seems to line up because she's always been, the audience have been told that she's the leader, and she has this knack for influencing people, so you could totally see it. But the whole Lottie thing seems to make more sense to me, and there's also been these subtle things like when Lottie has been in front of the antlers so that it's kind of perfectly lined her up that way. And I'll put a picture on the screen so that you know what I'm talking about. And Lottie also just seems to fit the narrative more with the way things are going with the storyline, with these kind of visions and stuff like that. Like, you can see some of the other girls believing what's happening, and you can see 19 months down the road in this horrible situation that they're in, how some people could come to believe in Lottie and to follow under her in a leader way. And also, who's not to say that there aren't two leaders, and Lottie is one leader, the Antler Queen, and then Jackie is the leader of the other group. Because even in the synopsis for the show, they are leading the audience to believe that there are at least two groups. So, as I said, I think that we may start to see the very beginning of that in the finale, because it does seem as though there is a little bit of a disagreement going down, judging on the pictures that were released to the press. There is also the Adam and Harvey theory, and one thing I wanted to point to, this could mean nothing, is in the credits, there's this guy that I'll put a picture on the screen, and he's in the credits. So I was just like, who is this person? And if you look on IMDb, which IMDb can be wrong a lot of the time, because on big shows and big movies, it's normally updated by an intern. So don't put too much stock in IMDb, but in this case there is a link to an actor who is appearing, it seems, in the last episode, and his name is Stan. But in this show, it's hard to say if that's who they're actually playing, because with Travis, the audience has been shown that some of these characters, or at least one of them, has changed their name before, so it's not completely unheard of. So is this Stan Harvey? Is Adam Harvey? There's definitely a couple of possibilities, and I'm not ruling anything out. We do also have the mystery of the blackmailer as well. There's just so many things up in the air. And I said last time, whenever Nat and Thaisa and Shauna were taking down the blackmailer, like when they were chasing him, it really was like a pack of animals, like taking down prey. And I think that you kind of see a reminiscence of this in the first episode. In the very beginning, when the pit girl's running through the forest, you hear, like, you know, people making noises and stuff, and I think that's them herding her towards the trap. So it's a similar thing going on with the blackmailer. But who is the blackmailer? I mean, we have 3 people that we know, well, 4, as including Shauna, that were in Shauna's closet and could have left the glitter, being her husband Jeff, Adam, her I guess boyfriend, and her daughter Callie. So we know it is someone who has a relationship with Shauna, or that's what we're being led to believe anyway. And we are also led to believe that this is also the person who stole Shauna's diaries. So who is Adam? Is he Harvey? Is he a super Yellowjackets fan? Because we have also been told quite a few times that this is a really big story. I mean, we saw it on the cover of a magazine, and it definitely seems as though there are a lot of people really invested in the story. There could also be other possibilities with Adam. Like, we definitely don't know everything that's going on. So he could be someone completely that we don't even know yet. And also, when it comes to Jeff, I think that there's going to be more to the story. I personally don't think he's having an affair. And then with Shauna's daughter, there's a lot going on there, because people, of course, are wondering what has happened to the baby that Shauna's pregnant with in 1996. I've seen some really, really batshit crazy theories about that. There is a scene in the pilot where they're going along the wall and you see two kids that we're led to believe one is Callie. I mean, it could be Callie's friend or a cousin or someone else, but it's so difficult to say whether, you know, was the baby stillborn? Did it leave the forest and get adopted? What's happened? And I'm sure we will learn eventually, but I just want all the answers now. I'm so intrigued by this show, and I'm sure after this week, we're going to have even more questions for the finale. But like I said, I really hope we at least get a few little answers before we're on this enormous break before we get season 2, because generally there's like a year between Showtime shows. Because this has been pretty successful, maybe it'll be back in like 10 months, but they haven't even gone back to writing yet. So I really hope that we get it back sooner rather than later. So let me know all your theories down in the comment section. I will definitely be back this weekend after episode 9 and talking about some more theories for the finale. I am pretty confident we're going to see another survivor return in the finale, the adult version. So let me know who you think that could possibly be. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on Yellowjackets or any other videos. Make sure that you leave a big thumbs up if you're excited for the last 2 episodes. And of course, don't forget to follow me on social media, check out my Patreon and my merch store. And as always, make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.